The day she arrived, the world didn't know it yet, but everything about my understanding of life, of alien contact, and of beauty itself was about to change. I was stationed on a remote outpost orbiting the uninhabited moon of Proxima Delta. My job was mundane by the standards of interstellar research: monitor communications, track minor anomalies, and ensure that no unauthorized vessels approached. I had signed up for the isolation, not knowing it would prepare me for something extraordinary. That morning, the alert came like a crack of lightning. An unregistered vessel was entering orbit. Small, sleek, unlike any craft documented by the Galactic Registry. Its energy signature was unfamiliar, but it emitted no immediate threat. I activated the standard protocols, but my gut told me this wasn't a routine inspection. The arrival. The ship docked silently at the external port. My sensors couldn't fully penetrate its hull. The material seemed to absorb energy in ways that defied known physics. Then the door slid open, revealing her. She stepped out slowly, helmet reflecting the lights of the station, concealing her entire face. Her suit shimmered faintly, adaptive material shifting color as she moved, like liquid starlight. Every motion was precise, yet graceful, the kind of grace that comes from innate familiarity with one's environment. She didn't speak at first. She simply observed me, not with curiosity but with assessment. There was intelligence there, yes, but something else, something I didn't recognize at the time. Raw, unfiltered perception. "You are the caretaker?" she asked finally, voice layered and musical, harmonics intertwining in a way human ears could barely process. "I am," I said cautiously. "And you are?" She tilted her head, considering my words. "I am Valira," she said. "I have questions, and I will wait for your answers." I noticed then the subtle rhythm of her movements, the slight weight shift, the pacing of her steps. She was more than just a visitor. She was a being of analysis and precision, yet she exuded vulnerability in a way I couldn't ignore. The rules of engagement. Her instructions were simple but odd. She wanted to understand humans. Not our culture, not our politics, not even our technology, our perception of beauty. That was the subject of her curiosity. At first, I assumed it was an anthropological request. But as the days passed, it became clear she wasn't asking academically. She wanted validation. She wanted perspective. She never removed her helmet, always observing, always calculating. Every question about our appearance, our physiology, our emotions seemed directed at me, testing me, probing for reactions. "You see one another and define beauty," she said one evening over dinner in the observation bay. "Why?" "Because it helps us understand compatibility, attraction, survival, society," I replied cautiously. "And you define it by?" "Symmetry, proportion, confidence, compassion." She seemed to nod, though I couldn't tell if it was understanding or simply registering data. The first unmasking. 3 weeks in, something changed. Valira's ship began emitting subtle energy pulses in tandem with my own neural readings, a resonance I hadn't noticed before. I confronted her about it. "You're reacting to me?" I said. "Yes," she admitted. "I am observing your emotional response. It is different from what I predicted." Different. That word unsettled me. I realized then that she didn't just want answers. She wanted authenticity. She wanted truth. Then one evening, she did the unthinkable. She removed her helmet. Slowly, deliberately, letting the lights catch her face. I froze. Her face was unlike anything I had ever seen. Not human. Not monstrous. Something in between. Angular and luminous, with eyes the color of shifting nebulae, reflecting both starlight and deep understanding. Skin like iridescent glass, faintly patterned in geometrical fractals that pulsed softly. The lines of her jaw, the curve of her brow, the full sweep of her lips, it was beauty that defied human norms, yet resonated with every instinct I had about symmetry, intelligence, and emotion. She waited, and in that moment I understood why. She wasn't asking to be admired. She was asking to be seen. Truly seen as a being, not a specimen. You're beautiful, I managed. My voice caught, failing me in a way that felt honest. Her lips curved slightly, not in a smile, but in acknowledgement. That was all. The moment wasn't about praise. It was about connection. The experiment. Over the next days, our interactions became a delicate dance. Valira wanted to explore human reactions. Not superficial attraction. Emotional depth. Instinctual responses. I was her subject, and I realized her equal in observation. She observed my reactions, my hesitation, my instinct to protect or recoil. And I, in turn, observed her subtle changes, the way her pulses dimmed or brightened, how her skin shimmered with what I could only describe as emotional resonance. It was an experiment neither of us fully controlled. And then came the question. "Do you believe my face reflects my mind?" she asked quietly. I paused. This was different from beauty. This was asking whether essence and appearance aligned. "Yes," I said. "I see your mind in your eyes, your body, your presence. It's coherent, honest." Her gaze held mine. That simple statement seemed to register deep within her. She stepped closer, still fully unmasked, still waiting for the authenticity of my assessment. The outside threat. Everything changed when the warning alarm blared. Sensors detected a rogue vessel approaching the station. Its signature matched no registered fleet, but its energy emissions resonated dangerously with Valira's own physiology. "They are after me," she said, suddenly serious, her playful analytical tone gone. "Who?" I demanded. "Others of my kind. They do not approve of my presence here. They believe humans are incompatible." I realized then the stakes were higher than I had imagined. The experiment, the observation, the questions about beauty, it was all trivial compared to the danger now looming. We prepared for evacuation. The rogue ship advanced, energy weapons charging. Valira removed her gloves this time, letting her energy pulses interface with the station's defense grid. The lights of her body shimmered brighter, flowing into the systems, synchronizing with the station. "I will protect myself," she said. "But I cannot do this alone." "I'm not leaving you," I said instinctively. Her face softened, almost imperceptibly. The defense. The rogue vessel fired. Energy bolts slashed through the void toward the station. Valira projected a harmonic shield, bending energy around her, stabilizing the station's hull. I worked alongside her, manually reinforcing the shield matrix. It was chaotic, fast, precise, my human hands adapting in real time to her alien resonance. She glanced at me mid-combat. "You understand me," she said, almost as an observation. "I'm learning," I replied. The rogue ship faltered. It had expected her isolation. It had not expected human adaptability. Together, we amplified the station's harmonic projection. The alien vessel hesitated, then retreated, scanning us with what I assumed was assessment and possibly awe. The immediate danger passed. The aftermath. Exhausted, we sat together in the observation bay. Her helmet remained off. She was radiant, but different than before, relaxed. "You were capable," she said. "I did not anticipate your species' capacity for improvisation under stress." "I didn't either," I admitted. "I just acted." She studied me again. Her eyes held something I had never seen. Curiosity, yes, but also something closer to trust. I asked about beauty, she said softly. I wanted to know if humans perceive it truthfully. You showed me more. More? You showed me courage, instinct, authenticity. Your presence aligns with your mind. That is beauty. I realized then that her initial question had never been about appearance alone. It had been about resonance, essence, alignment. And in that understanding, my perception of beauty, of alien, human, and everything in between, shifted entirely. A new understanding. In the days that followed, the rogue faction did not return. Valira's observations continued, but her tone changed. No longer detached, she began to inquire not only about appearance but about emotional nuance, decision-making, and instinct. Our relationship became one of mutual observation. She studied me. I studied her. But we also shared moments of quiet humanity amidst the alienness, looking at stars, analyzing neural resonance patterns, debating the ethics of interstellar diplomacy, laughing at tiny human idiosyncrasies. She asked again one night, under the soft glow of the observation deck, "Am I beautiful now?" I smiled. "You were always beautiful, but now I understand why." Her pulse shimmered softly. She didn't ask for praise. She simply observed my sincerity. And I realized that she had changed me, too, my concept of beauty, of connection, and of courage. We continued our work together. The station became a beacon of cross-species understanding. And I learned that beauty was not just symmetry or proportion. It was truth, presence, and the courage to show oneself fully, unmasked, even when everything is at stake. Epilogue. Months later, Valira prepared to leave. Her mission of observation complete, she would return to her people, carrying the data and experiences from her time with humans. Before boarding her ship, she looked at me, unmasked, unshielded, entirely herself. "Thank you," she said simply. "For what?" "For seeing me, not just my form, but my essence. That understanding, it will echo among my kind." I nodded, understanding more than words could convey. She stepped aboard, her craft shimmering as it lifted. The sun reflected off her hull, painting the observation deck with starlight. As she disappeared into the void, I realized that the moment she had unmasked herself had changed everything, not just my understanding of beauty, but my understanding of connection, courage, and humanity itself. And I knew, somewhere across the stars, that she carried with her a truth no one had ever seen before, that beauty is not only in the eyes of the beholder, it is in the courage to show oneself fully, without fear, unmasked.